Literally had to take a moment and throw this clarity that maybe spirituality is a beautiful message, beautiful message indeed. But there's a lot of corruption involved in spirituality. And people suppress you down. Why women are suppressed today? Because of the leadership that runs through spirituality. And that's the core reason that women are suppressed. And we see it that women are suppressed because everybody wants to dominate real estate through women. And when men collaborate together and try to find their connections through your spiritual alignments, through every little details that you have, from your body language to even just a communication you've had with someone, they just start sinking in. And there are people from different various backgrounds and communities who just want to align with you, and they are going to suppress your growth because that alignment matters so much for them, so much that it feels right to do it. Whether, so to say, in a Muslim family you have your own cousins who would suddenly out of the bloom get the privilege to associate with your last name as the right way to move forward and control your growth. And otherwise, you would have a lot of women from different communities. If you have a female name, they would like to sign up with you. And then we have a spiritual alignment that defines you as you're a bisexual, because it just perfectly fits, whether no matter how many times you throw clarity that yes, you did try it because you wanted to understand what kind of sexuality really matters to you. And until you find this, that yes, you're a straight person and you like men over women, but that's a separate game altogether. We are not talking about that. What I am really talking about here is that how men suppress women through spirituality, and it's kind of interconnected. When you look at Shah Rukh Khan and you look at Priyanka Chopra, and that explicit affair which has been there, and it's been a talk of high profile magazines and everything. And all of that is suddenly growing below in the life of people who are trying to find bigger and larger pictures, which they feel and great about it because it has little powers attached to them. And that power also has the money that gives them a lot of things that they want and they like, and material with high quality branding and pricing just makes more difference than just having a apartment or a real estate. And there is a population that deals more in that, and that is the most annoying part of suppression. When they try to take out their sources and frame you in different vessels and do wrong things to you. So I see this very clearly, and I'm gonna appreciate myself on this. Quite a sneak observant, and I quite a sneak observant. I mean that I can literally sneak through the layers, and I can actually see different layers of everything which is there standing, whether they align you with any kind of a name and any kind of an assumption, and you can feel it. It's all in the vibe, as you say. It's all in the environment that's around you. When you're trying to make certain decisions, but those decisions are not churning into something, that's when you realize that yes, how is it possible? The woman is trying to find her source of income, and she's trying to get some work for herself and going out and doing her thing. Every time she's pulled back, pulled down, right? No, it's not happening. It's not happening because suddenly that circle is changing into your family. We're your family. We don't want to give you work. And that's the most weirdest part. Like, I'm living in a shitty apartment and I have a whole big family that claims that we are your family, and I'm living in a shitty apartment. I have a family. That's the weirdest and the saddest part of having a big family, where I'm like, what the fuck is happening with me? And I'm unable to even generate a source of income that I can say that, oh wow, this is my source of income that I'm generating for myself. So that financial independence is also hit somewhere, uh, because they have divided your complexions and framed you as black and white, and also through the name you are framed as black and white to some extent. So they are forgetting the base of everything, and the base is that you're living in India, and people forget the idea. And maybe I have never been reflecting on this. uh, for me, I was never into politics. I've been a voter, but I have not really, and I've been very open about my vote always, that this is my vote. But I was picked for probably being open about my freedom of choice of expressing my vote, which was registered wrong by the people who envy each other and want to create more. And they judge you for your, choices of choosing what you want to vote in life. Regardless of that, I today really feel that um I don't know what the population mindset is today and how they see things, but knowing the fact that a lot of alliances have a lot of people who are your own family members, because your family, so called relatives, cousins, are all divided in different alliances, and I'm being open and public about it. And you sense that they try to control your growth because they try to find their growth in it. And a lot of non-Muslims also who are pretending to be your friends, they are actually not your friends. They have also partnered with your own family and they are doing wrong things to you. So this is there. And the only thing I fail to understand is that when we talk about the Indian dharma and karma that it works on, maybe I'm not good with dharma, I agree, but my karma was very strong, very, very strong. And when your karma is strong, I don't find dharma to have a reason to actually control you or exploit you at any level, because karma makes you more than what dharam will make you, which is a fact. And even dharam talks a lot about karma, talks a lot about karma. Dharam does not force you that you have to be a robotic person engineered every time to do certain practices here. Unless you're choosing to be a priest, unless you're choosing to be a monk, you're choosing to be, a scholar who wants to dedicate their life in that field, and then you're applying all of this on yourself because you are choosing to be the principle of that dharma. And that is your choice, right? I'm not choosing to be that. I'm not. I'm not even choosing to be the principal of a school if I open one day. I might hire someone, but I'm not even choosing to be that. So I don't understand why, why there is this judgment. You're finding your growth in it, that's quite understandable, but you're forgetting the fact that even if you're taking dharma in your hand, and a lot of people are coming and giving you offerings, and you're making a lot out of that, and you think that is power, then you're forgetting that karma holds a bigger power than dharma, because karma is inside your dharma. And people never look into it. Karma is inside your dharma. So as long as you are like 80-70% of your karma, or let's say even 90% of your karma. And that karma is what? That karma is basically to not do wrong to anyone. That's the biggest karma. That's the biggest karma. To have clarity, I feel, is a bigger karma. And that clarity is also there in Bible if you read it. That clarity is when you're open about your fears, and when you share and just finish your differences from each other by clearing it out. Just release the gas, just talk it out. That is there. Yes, I have read a couple of books, and I am quite aware of what most of the books are speaking of and how good they are. So I like few things. I too like few things there in the book, different books, and I take what suits me best, and I think that this is sufficient for the kind of a karma that I'm targeting in my life. You know what I'm trying to say? I do not deny the fact that there's a blessing of dharma where you feel that you can be a little inhuman, and yes, you can eat the kind of a food which is provided through a channel. That is dharma. That is there. But I'm choosing certain target for my karma, and I think I am quite fulfilling that target for myself, so that makes me go forward in life. That really makes me go forward in life, because I know I've been achieving that target of karma, maybe not of dharma. I'm not a namazi 100%. Some days I do, some days I don't. I don't go to church regularly. Some days I do, some days I don't. I missed my church visit last when I visited Nainital. I was a regular visitor. I missed a lot of couple of things. I've been visiting temples also. I don't visit regularly. Sometimes you do. You feel like you like the energy and you want to go and visit, feel, and come back. That's there. And by the end of the day, as long as you're holding a good wish inside you, it doesn't matter where you go and share your wish with, which God. It doesn't matter. They're just different faces, but by the end of the day, what you want individually is going to that one soul which will never change, and that is the soul. If you're really talking about soul, God is the soul that keeps changing and coming in different forms in front of you. So you are actually hitting your own God who's in different souls every time when you do that. If you really talk about souls, let's keep it this way. So by the end of the day, the God who does not exist is a form of nobody, nothing, is a soul basically. And when it takes the shape of any idol and it takes the shape of any temple or whatsoever, you are actually reaching out to that one God only, which just has a channel that you're going through, because you're ultimately reaching out to the same soul. So I don't understand why is there a fight about who is strong and who is not strong, and who is dominant and who is not dominant. I really don't understand. I think we should be thankful about the fact that these blessings exist through which you can live your choice of life, which is one way to look at. And then feel grateful about the fact that you actually work on a target of karma for yourself, where you know that your half karma is actually supported by the blessing behind, where you are not charged for it. You're not charged for eating something that you feel that, oh my God, guilty about, because the blessing has taken hold of it. But at least be vigilant about your karma beyond that. How you choose to take yourself forward without pulling someone else down, that is karma. How to have clarity in your communication, that is karma. Because when you create confusion and there's a lot of gap in your communication, and you live in assumptions and you create manipulative story, it just does not ruin someone's life. It also damages your karma target, and you have failed to be achiever in your karma. So you're doing wrong to yourself. So ideally, you should just focus on your life and your karma, rather than looking into others, what others are doing. Like my sister has a bad habit, my cousin sister. She's caring too much, and she expects that all the youngsters in the family, whether married or not, should actually take care of their family members. That's none of her business. She's running her own kind of a government, and that's quite annoying. That's none of her business. You should mind your own business. We've not opened an NGO. You have not opened an NGO, and my parents are not your NGO members. So stop turning your family people into nurses and helpers. That's quite wrong. I think I've just said it. How many understood? I don't know, but the ones who did, high five.